Hey folks, I'm Mysterious JG and welcome back to Let's Play Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence. If something was wrong with the last two videos, like it wasn't in high definition or anything, I apologize. I noticed, as I mentioned at the end of one of the videos, that something seemed to be goofy with my recorder, but then the files, the output files, seemed fine. And I have sometimes found that everything seems okay and you can watch the output files, but then when you go to combine them in the Windows Movie Maker I use because, I don't want to spend too much money on my hobby. I paid for an actual one of the Camtasias I use for stuff, but it doesn't like working with the files that this particular capture device puts out. Anyway, the point is, I think the last two videos should look fine, but I haven't tried to process them as I record this video, and it's possible that they don't. But I think unless they're completely unsalvageable, I'm going to keep them. So, now we're ready for action. And I had myself some dinner, and I'm back to it. And what was going on was, I think, I had exhausted what I wanted to do domestically.
What are you wanting?
And don't have enough gold to do anything else anyway. Didn't have anybody else to hire. Nobody who's on the verge of leaving us is worth the trouble of keeping around. I think we're good to go. I guess my biggest question was, should I get a big old force marching? But I don't know that I bought enough horses and guns to make that happen. One thing I could do, that I've talked about, is Katsuie is currently in Shobata Castle. No, he's not. Let's see, 18,000 guns to get this unit going. Then 18,000 to get that unit going. Almost half of our guns. That would take us up to about 3/4 of our guns. Without actually getting Katsuie involved. 18 plus 18 plus 18 is like 40. 18 and 18 would be 36. Plus 18 would be 46 plus 8, which would be 54. I'm rounding a lot of stuff off. 54 plus this 23 would be 70. We could get those four all marching out their units with gun support. And then Ogaki would not be supporting Kicho's normal. Nagoya Castle. Hideyoshi. Some of them would have to come in and be like a second wave. Where did Katsuie end up, I wonder? Oh, he's right there in Kiyosu. So if we were to take him out, and I'm wondering what can we move Katsuie down to Sunpu, which doesn't have a whole lot of good military officers. How many officers have I got here? I've got 4, including some really good ones. Toshihisa, oh never mind, I thought that was Toshiie. Toshihisa, not so much a legendary dude. I could switch Ryu Doragon over for, say, somebody who's decent but not Naotora Lee. Actually, that might be fair. Because she, despite being a samurai warrior, is playable. It's a bit silly for her to be this like super warrior from hell. So what if I moved Katsuie and Ryu Doragon to Sunpu, and then if they were to march out of Kiyosu, it would probably be Lubu and somebody else. They wouldn't be quite as good, but they wouldn't be horrible either. Okay, so the new base is going to be Sunpu, and we're going to take from the old base here, first of all, Ryu Doragon. The ad Ryudoragan is undertaken will stop. Is that okay? Shit. Okay, this isn't the turn to do that then. Ah, crap. Katsuie is the overseer. So who replaces Katsuie then? We got 81, 80, 84, 81, 70, 108. The 84, 81 guy is probably already the third member of the unit that marches out of here. So we'll march Katsuie out. And now who leads the unit out of here? It's much less effective. But still not bad. Yeah, because unfortunately there was a little confusion. I take the fall for this one. When Lubu's stats are created, I had mixed up leadership and valor. So rather than like recklessly causing lots of damage but also taking damage, Lubu is actually somebody who doesn't lose a lot of troops when he's in battle. So now I will move somebody over here so that... Oh no, I did that wrong. The new base is going to be Anakura, the old base will be Sunpu, and I was going to move Naotora Lee. Now maybe I can... What was... The ad was being undertaken by... There are no bases, districts we can expand, none. Note 2 that officers in transit between bases cannot be ordered. I'm wondering if we could cancel what Ryudoragan was working and put somebody else on it. Is there a way for me to cancel orders? The accounting director here. His orders are add. I think if I moved him, it would let me have somebody else add that thing. Yeah, I mean, I might lose the gold and the labor, but it's not that much. So let's go ahead and get Ryudoragan moving now. And that should mean that I can go back and, yeah, the ad will still be available, and I'll just have to get somebody else to do it. And that somebody else will be Toshihisa Maeda, and it'll take him slightly longer, but it'll be okay. And I think now, the big shakeup is we've got two of our best, Ryudoragan and Katsuie, both heading here. So that might actually be a mistake. I might be concentrating too much talent here. But I should have a very effective unit to lead the troops that are generating over here. And once they both arrive. And meanwhile, Kiyosu is not quite what it was, but if there's any cities here with really good war generals in them that aren't getting used much. Gifu is the kind of city that... Well, let's switch over to this screen. This shows us... This can show us how many city officers are in each city. So Nagoya is also a city that might have a really good officer and who's not getting that much use because there's so many other officers there. So who is in Nagoya with really high? Well, Hideyoshi, he needs some people to back him up too. So let's see, who would march out of Hideyoshi's city if he was ordered to march out? It would be Hideyoshi, Hidenaga, and Haratomo. So... Well, the other thing I can check now is what is the stats of that unit, or who's in that unit. We did look and see what their stats were, and they're not as good. It's the lowest ranking guy on the totem pole is Yoshimitsu Saito. And Yoshimitsu Saito's stats are... Oh, Toshimitsu Saito, excuse me, 84, 81. So actually, I don't know that they're going to get too much better than that. Yeah, that might be... We might just have to live with that. They won't have the best attack in the history of the world. Alright, I think it's time to get the time flowing forward again. Except that I gotta get my camera over here to where, for now at least, the action is. Oh... I was gonna get some guys marching over here. I'll wait one more month. Time's running out, though. I guess that's... Yeah, time is running out. I need to move. What did I say? Gifu, Kiyosu, Inuyama, and Nagoya could march, and then I could get reinforcements rolling out of like Shibata Castle a little bit later on. That might be the thing to do. Or actually, Gifu. Maybe the farthest away cities should go now.
We march.
So, stopping off for new supplies, every place you need to go. How many days is this going to take? It's going to be a long haul. That is a long march. This is Japan, not China. Ogaki Castle.
Let us gracefully descend upon the battlefield.
We'll let you guys go first. The farther away you are, the higher I will prioritize getting you out to march. How does that? Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah. So next up would be Shibata Castle. Inuyama might be marching a little bit later.
We march.
Depending on how many rifles and stuff. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe they will march out at the same time as everyone else. But I'm thinking Kiyosu will march out now, and then Inuyama and Nagoya will march in the next turn. Suwamori and Narumi, I won't even march out of there unless I find that I have to. And I will keep Sunpu Castle in reserve. It might, if these guys start sending out troops to respond before that, like they detect the force coming through the grapevine, they start sending guys here, Sunpu Castle might have to march out to defend itself. In the meantime, Kiyosu Castle, where we just sent away one of our best officers, but it means that Lu Bu, with his 54 intelligence for his unit, gets to march out now. And actually gets to be a leader. Lu Bu has been a supporting officer for this entire LP. Kind of surprising. And I think that's where it's going to have to stop for now. Because I can't, yeah. I could march them out. I could reduce their troop count a bit. I think I will just wait until the next turn, sell food, buy muskets. But I got to be careful selling all this food right in the middle of a campaign that has troops marching all over the dang place. It's April, though. We should get a harvest in a couple of months. And in the meantime, we've got troops here, too. We don't have every single troop that we've got at our disposal engaged in this fight. Chosakabe are sending enough troops to make a difference, but not... I mean, I'm not desperately afraid of the Chosakabe force that's coming here, either. 69, 65, 68, and 91. So I'm not going to zoom in here unless things start going poorly. And they are not going poorly. Okay, well now they're going a little poorly. Being difficult for Charlton Jaina to bring her full advantage to bear, but she's doing it a bit. Although there she took more damage than she dealt. Yeah, they're turning the tides on her a bit here now. Well, No, she would be... Yeah, in a mass battle, she would be in a bad place because she doesn't seem to have the, She doesn't seem to have the ability to call her allies into the battle. There's a choke point situation going on where her troops are the only ones that can directly engage. Is anybody marching against me now that I've... No, you never know when the Asakura might decide to get frisky. I don't think they've got a big enough army to chance it. But, it seems like the Hojo are not advancing any troops down here. Who are you? You are a small unit. They're, they didn't lose Koga Castle. Is this the castle that they were fighting for all that time? Yeah, they, did... During that battle against, the clan of the Eyeball Folding Fans, they didn't actually ever lose the city. There's Ujiyasu, the man himself, with a single unit that numbers more than these 3 units of Nagao forces. Yeah, the Hojo are not going down without a fight, for sure. They always seem to make the impossible possible, but I don't think they can survive this much longer. Alright, so Charlton Jaina definitely did more damage than she received, but she fought like the entire combined army of these guys, the Suzuki clan, and something's got to give. So we'll get her out of there and let some of the others, like Raiden Weissman and Atata Ora Ora, take their shots. So she's going to withdraw. Raiden Weissman can come in here.
Get them!
Saduyu Suzuki, that head is mine. You are threatening a woman. Oh, no, that's not. So our prayers went unanswered. Kasai clan's leader, Harutane Kasai, has died. Shikanobu Kasai is inherited from Haruta. Yeah, who cares? Cough, cough, I cannot believe sickness has taken me. So I picked up the golden touch trait. Nothing worth getting surprised over.
Your orders, please.
Hideyoshi's back to being in charge because he's not on the march. Soup Phantom has been in charge for most of this game because he's got kick-ass intelligence and pull stats, but he isn't a good warrior, which means he doesn't tend to be marching in the field. Because while this game lets you continue constructing castles and farming fields as an officer while you're leading troops, it does seem to have the sense not to have somebody who's currently in the field leading the
Here's
council.
your report.
Army of 10,000 fighting an army of 3,000 at Kishiwada. We're pushing them back. Raiden Weissman riding in to take advantage of the damage dealt by Charlton Jaina.
Here's last month's balance.
We spent more than we made again. And we sold a lot of food to have the income that we did.
Here's your report.
Because many people have gathered at Nagoya Castle, we can expand the town. Gifu Castle is finished development fully. An oversight there would be a waste. My training's paid off and I've grown. Okay, so it's time to sell more food.
What are you wanting?
We now have 265,000. We can sell 36. Oh god, I hate to keep selling this much, but we kind of need the money.
Thanking you very much.
So that could come back to bite us. Let's do our domestics first, and then spend what we've got left on more rifles and more horses. Whiskey for my horses and beer for my men, or no, beer for my horses and whiskey for my men, whatever that nonsense is. So to get this place properly, I got military coming in here. Oh geez, I don't know. I'm thinking it should be military, 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 military. That would be 4, and then that would only leave me 2 commercials. So probably one of these commercials needs to stay. Maybe this one. So military, military, military. Which means that I'll have to change this eventually. But for now, this place is looking to grow. It was heading towards Canal. Well, I would normally do cargo men to increase the troops. But maybe... Well, Toba's never really going to be on the front line. I mean, do I have to have like a huge amount of conscription in every single city? Is it time to break the mold of having all my cities be the same? But if I have conscript here, I would have 4 agriculture, 3 conscript, 3 commercial. Nothing is going to be benefiting this conscript thing. It'll stay at a D. I guess it's... Well, no, it'll eventually build itself up pretty good because it's got horses, so it'll build the facilities. It'll get itself up to at least a B without any help. Let's make this an orchard. I don't have that many. Nice change of pace. Yes, for once I won't favor conscripts. And I can also build a facility over here. This has a landmark, but it was heading towards a cathedral, because I don't really care a whole lot for the larger gardens. If you don't want your popularity to decrease at your cities, don't lose battles. That's how it works. So I think the plan here was, this is going to be commercial, these would be all foodies, and these are all going to be military districts. I suppose I should be looking at what I need in that city for whatever I'm trying to build castle-wise. But I just lost track of what city it was immediately. At Nagoya, oh, I think at Nagoya we won't have any trouble. Nagoya is eventually going to be one of our best cities. So, I mean, we built it up really big. Isn't this a city we built up real big and then all of its shit went to Gifu Castle? I don't remember. But, it has enough of everything except crafts. But it's going to get... Yeah, I'm not worried about it because, we have 2 more craft districts to add. They just don't happen to be the ones that are... Oh, no, wait. We can add one of the craft districts now. Yeah. So once that craft district is in place, we can still build our conscript districts in the fullness of time. But that should be enough to push us up to build an arsenal like right away as soon as it takes effect, I think. Okay, so the video is slipping away. Somebody... This place can build an official trader. Why isn't anybody building it? Okay, they're working on it. And then after that, there's still more room for more facilities here. This is a huge-ass castle. So once we get the facility in place, I don't believe we're allowed to build more than one. Let's get a gunner tower going here. Spending all that money I wanted to spend on horses and guns, though. Any of these other places ready to actually build their facility now? What's the depot, sir? Retreat or depot, but I'm waiting for riding grounds. This place has been sitting there, you know, waiting for me to build a facility for so long, and I just don't have quite enough for that chapel. But now I can... Oh, with Shobata I'd have to actually tear something down. I can build my chapel, but I need to actually remove something else first. So I could probably remove the annex. I love your hat, but... Well, we don't have an overseer, so yeah, you can do that. Can I start... Oh, I can't start building my new thing until that's done. So I'll actually be able to build a chapel there, and then Wait, now I can't build a chapel? Or is that a different city? I just got myself very confused. Over here, we may never get enough for that depot. No change in terms of who's pissed off enough to leave. They're all guys who I don't care about. And, can't negotiate with anybody to form a coalition. Nobody that we're working on likes us enough yet. By the time the coalition is ready to end, these guys will have enough interest to join it. But yeah, with the far diplomacy, we can eventually get 100 trust going with everybody. I mean, everybody that we're not an enemy of, I suppose. So, without really intending to, I've made an enemy of what is now the strongest clan in Japan. Now that I've knocked the Hojo down a few pegs. What is the progress on my marching forces? They're actually getting pretty close. So I might just have to see what they can do without those other cities marching out to help. But Niriyama Castle. These two castles are clearly going to try to support each other. But I'm looking at the troop counts out there. They're engaged in some pretty big combat up here. I mean, the Hojo are just being attacked from too many sides. Makes it very... I would not want to be in the position that they're in right now. Attacking the Matsudaira cost them a lot more than I ever could have imagined. So before I call this, though, I was about to end the turn. What an idiot. I'm supposed to be buying...
What are you wanting?
Let's see. Horses... Get another 3,000. I get another 7,000 and spend almost everything. Guns are the most important thing right now. I could get 7,000 guns. Buy all that you want. This will leave me just about broke.
Thanking you very much.
Now I've got 9,000 gold. I got more guns than horses. Can't sell any more food. I can probably march. Trying to get these, because I'm thinking I'll need help down here, and even if I don't, if I win a battle down here, I probably want to get as much out of it as I can. I mean, you know, overwhelming force is the key. Always march with overwhelming force. So I'm looking at about 7,000.
We march.
If I want to have everyone have horses and guns, and I might have a unit at the end that doesn't have the horses. Nagoya, who is my main dude over here? Hideyoshi, yeah, we'll get him involved for sure.
We march.
I think I can get one more major league unit and keep Sunpu as it is, with the idea that we can march out of Sunpu at the end. Like after, I'll have another chance to buy more guns before we have to march on Sunpu. Who's in Suamori Castle? Not a bad unit. And they wouldn't pull as many resources. Or I could march out of Sunpu. Ryu Dorgan Katsuie. Yeah, Ryu Dorgan actually outranks Katsuie now. And that would just about tap off our horses and give us another unit 9,000 strong. So maybe the smart play is to wait until these guys get over here and engage, and then march out of Sunpu Castle. Once it's, once battle is joined and it's apparent that I'm not going to lose and get pushed back and need the forces to defend Sunpu, like if I get to that point, I can march out Ryudoragan and Katsuie. We might be able to take Odawara pretty soon, folks. Or, when we attempt to take Odawara, that might be when Ujiyasu... We haven't actually fought his main unit yet. We keep fighting Lethal Feline with a pretty large unit, but Ujiyasu's been wandering around routinely with a unit of like 10,000 soldiers in it. Or 10,000 plus. Like in this case, we don't know the exact count. We haven't scouted them. Somehow. That makes sense. So, we might eventually, yeah, he will be fighting us if we keep pushing into his territory like this. Now we've hit the point where I gotta call the video, though. So, we will hold just a couple of horses in reserve, as it were. And when we come back, we'll just let, at this point it's like Nobunaga, Mitsuhide, Kicho, Hideyoshi, and I think I have one more unit still, all marching into Hojo space. We will let them march, and we'll see how they do before we bring in Katsuie and Ryudoragan to try to push things over the top. I'm the Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more of Nobunaga's Ambitions, Sphere of Influence. Bye-bye.